Welcome to the next episode of NeuroWrapped. We're back with our guest, Dr. Audrius Plioplys, neurologist, neuroscientist, and professional artist. On our last episode, we went on an artistic journey with Dr. Plioplys, covering brain and art. Today, we're going on a clinical journey, discussing cerebral palsy.
Well, cerebral palsy is a condition of the motor system, difficulty moving, usually from birth-related events or from before birth-related events that took place in the development of the brain. And there's many different types of cerebral palsy. Most commonly, the joints are stiff, difficult to move, and there's many degrees of cerebral palsy that can take place. From people who have mild impairments, who have just mild difficulties walking or doing things with their hands, to very severe impairments. And most of the work that I've done clinically for the past 20 years was with individuals with the most severe form of cerebral palsy, those who are totally immobile, those who need constant nursing care to keep them alive and going. The exposure to these extremely disabled individuals was extremely interesting. Initially, it was very sad. As a researcher, I saw this as also having opportunities, because it's an area where very little clinical research is done. We're not talking about guinea pigs or that, but to evaluate treatments that we have available. Are they effective? Are they not? Or can one come up with better approaches? For example, one thing is because lack of mobility, osteoporosis takes place, and we came up with tried nasal spray, calcitonin, to try and improve it. And certain individuals did respond, and so that's one advance that we did. We also, for the tube-fed individuals who had really bad seizures, used the ketogenic diet, and it was actually rather easy to implement. There's a special diet that is used for treating epilepsy. Epileptic kids were able to apply it to the gastrostomy tubed kids, so to improve the seizure problems that they were having, reduce other medicines that they were taking. Pulling our survival rate data together from the facilities I worked in, we published the best survival rate results in the world. And they still are the best, right? Even now. That published was a decade ago. But we still have that, I think, that accomplishment. And that's because of the medical care was appropriate. The nursing care was intense. The nurses are the ones who are responsible for the minute-to-minute, day-to-day care. I'm just sort of supervisor of it, a little bit advisor about it. In terms of what can be done now, well, to provide basic medical care. I think that's a lot of people. The medical care system here is, in the United States, not universal. A lot of people are denied care. They don't have insurance. A lot of people in public aid have difficulty accessing insurance. So the best way to improve the lot of people with more severe forms of cerebral palsy is to make the entire medical care system a little more sensible in this country. Now, we were able to provide good medical care for very disabled kids, but that involved nurses who were dedicated, who made lots and persistent phone calls to make appointments, to get things done, and some would spend hours chasing down physicians, chasing down things to get it done. Families, wouldn't have the knowledge or the resources to do that. Right. And so that when you deny care, things and outcomes come out much, much worse. More disability and more death can take place. To improve the overall medical care for disabled individuals, and we're talking about those who are uninsured, fall into categories of uninsured or public aid, to improve the access for these individuals would improve, I think, the general picture for people with cerebral palsy in this country.
And that is a wrap for NeuroWrapped. See you next time.